Well, yeah, sure. I guess I like the play on words there.
Do you?
Yeah, it was actually very nice being a radio guy.
Infection, sweet. You're
Yeah,
good at that.
I got
That's
that.
good.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
glad you heard that.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
Well, how about we start with, I guess, Chief Fitch. I like to always think about what Police Chief Fitch is doing out in the county. So he threw down launched another salvo, I guess, at the Dooley administration, accusing them of coming after him, hiring a paid political consultant in the form of one former Post-Dispatch reporter, Jake Webman, to come up with oppositional research on him. And what Chief Fitch said was, come after me. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. And I thought, you know what? Good for you, mister. Good for you. While everybody around him, Ray, can you show me the door, Wagner? Everybody's scrambling to get off the board now because it's clearly not looking good.
Right.
I thought that it was great for Chief Fitch to stand up for himself. However, the behind-the-scenes information here is the fact that, Mayor Francis Clay continues to support County Executive Charlie Dooley.
Explain that one to me.
Yeah, you would ask that question, wouldn't you? It's very interesting. The mayor's grand scheme is to get the city and county united, which from a good government point of view is what needs to be done. We need, each entity needs the other for a variety of reasons, many of which have been gone into, yet popular sentiment opposes this, so they have to figure out another way to get around it. Doing this requires the city to have a county executive with whom it can work or control. And who better than Charlie Dooley? So, a lot of people who've worked in city government, Mike Jones, John Temperiti, are very close to County Executive Dooley. And I think the mayor's very comfortable with that situation. He announced a fundraiser for Charlie this week. So, the situation, politics makes always, some very strange bedfellows.
Yeah, I find it interesting that Mayor Slay says nothing about Rick Perry coming to town to poach some jobs sponsored by the Missouri Chamber of Commerce. He's silent on that, and then after all this Dooley stuff comes out, he now says that he's going to host a fundraiser for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting stuff.
Well, and then they're all taking money from Rex Sinkfield. So, behind the scenes, the great, manipulator is Rex, who, who has funded campaigns on a single issue of eliminating the earnings tax from the city and business taxes from the state when we are in a state that already has low business taxes. We have had the governor say umpteen times what, House Bill 253 would take out of the budget, and we can't afford it. So it's all just posturing and phony, it's phony government.
Did you hear Claire yesterday on the show?
Oh, she was great. Oh, she just, yes, when she said, that Rex, I just don't know what. And she is probably one of the few political figures in the state who, A, has enough of her own money, and B, enough, shall we say, gumption to not care what Rex thinks.
Well, I asked her, I said, have you taken any Rex money? She said no, and I won.
Yeah. I love it. Right.
For those who want, it's out there in the ether. It's up, and if you want to see it for yourself, it's getting a lot of hits on the internets.
It's so refreshing in this day and age to see a politician who really says what she thinks for the reasons she thinks it, who generally is not afraid of the fallout. And, even when you get people, I like what the mayor's doing. I think it's great policy. I think, I agree with it from a policy point of view. However, why does it always have to be done in a sort of, sneaky, everything kept in the dark fashion?
Well, when they hire a political a writer to do opposition research, the only answer is bring it on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I do think from everything I've read, they've tried to smear Fitch any number of times. That whole effort to get him on, police officers who do racial profiling is you always have rogue cops who do what they want. And,
right.
I think he immediately said, let's check this out, go after it. He's been, I think he's taken the right steps.
Well, I know, as you know, and I know, in a job where you are out calling out people or doing, you have to be able to call foul on yourself. You have to be able to be above reproach, and so if you have a flaw, you better get it out and tell people because they will find it. And
you got it, buddy. You hit it on the head. No matter how strange of a person your radio host may be, he acknowledges it first. He's safe.
That's exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. Deb Peterson, when can we read you in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch?
Every day, all day at STL Today on the opinion page. Somebody called me this week and said, but that's just your opinion. And I said, yes, ma'am, that is just our opinion. That's why it's called the opinion page. People don't always get that. The rest of the newspaper doesn't agree with us. Don't blame them. Okay, but stltoday.com, and there you have it.
Hey, what do you think of Tony Messenger on the board meeting here on Thursdays?
Oh, Tony is great.
Right?
I love Tony. He's great.
He's fantastic.
He doesn't have a lot of self-doubt. He maybe none, and he's great. He knows his stuff. He gets up there. He says it clearly. He is one of the most consistently upbeat, cheerful people I've ever met. I love being around him.
I can't wait till he comes out of his shell. I mean, then he's really going to do something. Ladies and gentlemen,
he can laugh at himself, which is a great trait.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deb Peterson, who we laugh at every single day here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, McGraw.
Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
You got it. 8:50 right now. That's Deb. She joins us every Friday. Talk a little, local comments. Get a different point of view from her.